Hey class, if you got my email, you know I'm leaving tomorrow. I'll probably send this out tomorrow. But I wanted to get some of the stuff done before I have to leave the country. My wife's aunt just recently passed away unexpectedly, and they were very close. They like the aunt was kind of like a home away from home for my wife when she went to undergrad at UCLA. So it was this is not a happy time, but we're doing fine. And I mean, it's but when close family members die, it's always a little tough. But I hope that everything goes great for you and your loved ones in Thanksgiving. So I guess it's fortunate that it happened now when we could get away and we didn't have plans for Thanksgiving, at least travel plans. So it's easy for us to go to Taiwan. But anyways, let's talk about science, one of my favorite topics, if not the favorite topic. But if I'm going to put things very simply, science helps to answer the question why, and then technology is kind of the application of science. And so as science is going forward, we're finding out new things and how new things interact, and then eventually we're looking for technology to apply that to bring it to everyday life. And here's an example of one, and where it's still in the like in the more in the sciencey phase and the technology phase. We haven't had any direct applications for this yet, but now we're introducing and we're bringing different topics. We're using so bacteria, and looking to see adding things to it. And we've already added things like gold nanoparticles to bacteria, but now we're adding nanorods. So these are pieces of carbon that are really like they're kind of circular and long, kind of similar to graphite in structure. Graphite, like the lead in pencils, and well, to get them into the bacteria, that adds certain proteins to it, so to able to have it go through the cell membranes, how the bacteria would actually be able to uptake it. So what they're doing here is they're looking at these nanotubes, and then we can use them for spectroscopy. So spectroscopy is interaction of light and matter, and then detect the light coming off from that. And where we're going from this, well, I can see, not including the article, something I could see going with this is actually studying life as it's living. So there's a whole branch of relatively new science in this called single molecule spectroscopy, where you're looking at individual molecules one at a time as they're interacting in whatever environment they're in. And now we could monitor life inside bacteria as it's happening. And this could lead to certain other advancements. So in humans, so maybe we could start doing things, and there's already talk about this, adding drugs to really specific areas. So for instance, if I sprain my ankle and I have a swollen ankle, I can relieve some of it by taking ibuprofen. And ibuprofen is a COX-2 inhibitor, which blocks the COX-2 chemical signal in my body. But when I take oral ibuprofen, I just block much of the COX-2 signals all over my own body. What if I was able to to stop the COX-2 pathway in and around my foot or my ankle where the injury is? That would, because I mean, although ibuprofen is a very safe drug, but it does have some side effects, right? It's a little bit harder on your kidneys, a little bit harder on your stomach lining. So, but that's just one example that I'm just kind of coming up with. That maybe these monitors looking to the human body, and I mean not just bacteria, but and also talking about nanosensors. So having bacteria and having these as sensors, not in like we could put these in other places. So not necessarily studying living creatures, but I mean something like in the inside of a pipe, that would monitor then flow inside a pipe or something like that. So, or searching for a specific byproduct that would be dangerous or unwanted. So there's just some of the applications that we're going for in this, but it's interesting, like how we're doing this, and that making things. So here, look at the carbon nanotubes, optoelectronics. So we're getting nanoscale in our sensors, right? So I mean, if you look at your car, there's lots of sensors. There's an oxygen sensor, for instance, that helps regulate the way your engine works. So lots of things going on. Now we can get them smaller and smaller, and having them added a specific. Well, we're trying to get them smaller, I should say. We're pushing the envelope of the technology, and also, interestingly enough, we're combining it with biological creatures, right? So using bacteria for this. So I think this is an interesting article. Like I said, this is pushing our current level of understanding, and also current level of applications, and it'll eventually change the way that we live. So I already mentioned that in medicine, but I mean with sensors, I mean they smaller, and quite often when they're smaller, they're cheaper too. So we can start seeing more sensors everywhere, and also monitoring certain things. So monitoring environmental aspects as well. So I like to think of the future and the cool things that happen in the future. So this is why I'm sharing this article with you. And you can see it's this year, but it's September. I tend to harvest them and then kind of decide when a good time to send them out are, and also go to see whatever is kind of what the hot topic is. If there's anything cool going on in the news, I might share an article about that with you. But okay, well, as you know, with all my art, my correspondence, I hope you are doing well, and I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm going to be gone. I will. So I'm leaving tomorrow, so Tuesday, and I'm going to be traveling quite a bit because I got to go through Japan to get to Taiwan, and Sunday I'm coming back. So and I also have the funeral and whatnot to attend. So if you need anything, feel free to especially email. That's going to be pretty much the only way you're going to be able to hold of me. But I'll help you out. I'm pretty pushover when it comes to things. If you ever interact with me, I'll help you out as much as I can. It might take some time though, because of like the travel, and I don't know what I'm going to be doing, what time and what day. So if you have a little bit of a delay, please have some patience. But at the same time, if something happens, don't like, I'll write later. Just go ahead and write me, and I'll deal with it when I can, and I'll always help you out, like I said. And also, please take care of yourselves as this holidays. Hope you stay happy and healthy. So continue to look after yourselves, and like I said, let me know if I can do anything to help. So aloha for now. Goodbye.